Okay, that's enough of you sitting there staring at that live suit. Oop, wrong window. Let's get rid of the right one. Yay! Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's Saturday. Isn't that weird? It's weird that I'm here on a Saturday. It's weird that you're here on a Saturday with me, too. Funny how that all works out. I said I might come back and do some more work on Saturday and run through a little more of this game. Maybe Shadowrun, but I don't know. I think I'm going to stay to Callahan's for a few hours today. And, well, true to my word, I came after you. Might want to duck. So, now that we're through that little intro, I'm Flynn Church. It's Saturday. It's not primetime Saturday night. It's only 1:42 here in Chicago. We're going to dive right back head first without any of that ado stuff because it gets all over your shoes into Callahan's Crosstime Saloon. You might remember when we left, Jake was doing stuff. We were slumming in the traffic circles of Transylvania. Indeed. Woo, that lightning's got a little bit of volume. The thunder, too. So I have no idea what we're doing here. We never did quite get to that part. We're mostly just puttering around trying to figure out what the point of being in Transylvania is, particularly where Piotr is. So let's see if we can go in this house. You approach the house and ring the doorbell. Someone lurches to the door and you can see the festering boils on its face. The man says, "Go mess around somewhere. I'm busy until Wednesday." Adam's Family reference. Okay. Alright, well, I know the only way I'm going to get any money. I need money. We've kind of been through that a couple of times. The canopy informs you that this is Star Bucharest, which you presume is supposed to be a parody of some sort. Probably a knockoff of the name of that famous Jet-Eye knight, Luke Starbucker. Rimshot. It's one of those games, folks. Let's wear the headless box, just for fun, to see what happens down here. We'll open it.
It's hot in here.
Well, that's good to know. I like the fact that it updates your little icon down here, too. It's like, I'm now nearly headless me. I'll talk to myself. Shh, you're concentrating on slow roasting your head to the flavor of peak perfection.
It's tropical in here. This is really uncomfortable.
I'm glad.
I'm
starting to feel claustrophobic.
I should really take... I'm beginning to see brightly colored geometric shapes. I wonder if these are the first stages of oxygen deprivation.
No.
I can't take it anymore.
You pull the box off your head. You're dripping with a combination of the same as before. So that served no purpose whatsoever. Good to know, good to know. Well, they told me I could beg. So, let's sit next to the barrel. Trying to dive into the well from here would likely cause severe head trauma. True enough, true enough. Let's wear the box. And then open it.
It's hot in here.
You hear one of the beggars mumble to the other. He's got great technique, but he doesn't know how to close the sail.
It's tropical in here.
Well, apparently that's a start, I guess. I need like a bowl or something, maybe. I don't know.
This is really...
Okay. Let's take the box off.
I'm starting...
Oh, we didn't go in here. Casimir's bar. You walk up to the entrance, but the bouncer puts a hand to stop. Puts out a hand to stop you.
Not
No.
know you. Show curse
I don't have to read
mark.
this down.
Pardon me?
Tonight, curse night. Must have curse mark. Otherwise, no admittance. Me, Tor. Who you?
Stonebender. Jake Stonebender.
You bend stone. Me break stone.
Yes, the similarities between your mind and cottage cheese are obvious.
Woo!
What's the cover charge?
Tonight, curse night. Must have curse. Get in free.
So it's like ladies' night.
Rawr.
Okay. So we need a curse mark. I wonder if those temporary tattoos he's got will work. One second. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Can I get you?
Pardon me?
I said, what can I get you?
I'm looking for somebody named Piotr. Do you know him?
Do you have a last name?
I'm not sure. Florescu, maybe? He lives in Castle Florescu.
Wow, I thought it was a theme restaurant now. I don't think I know him. You want me to keep an eye out for him?
Please.
No problem. Which one should I take?
I thought we were speaking figuratively.
Oh, well, can't blame a guy for trying. How can I serve?
Do people ever comment on your complexion issues?
No, but everyone always asks me if anybody else comments on it. How
Wish I
can I
didn't kick
serve
you out
you?
every time.
You have any odd jobs I could do for money?
Sure, I could use a hand.
I should have expected that.
Yeah, you kinda should have.
How can I serve you?
I think I'll just browse for a while.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Wait a minute, what did you say?
I said I was going to browse.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to braise.
That was kind of a reach. And not the good kind. You pick it up to inspect it before buying it, and you immediately shutter and drop it back on the shelf.
My God, they're still warm.
That's the way they're best. Cold teeth give you a headache.
Last time you carried spare eyeballs around with you, you forgot to take them out of your pocket before doing the laundry. Never again. Pee-wee Vermin isn't for sale. He's just there for shelf gratification. Sigh. You need Bonnie, lad. Oh, okay. I need Bonnie, lad? You're not that far gone. At least not yet. Hey, what's these?
None of these sunglasses will fit me. I only have 2 eyes.
We can fix that.
We can?
They say if one of your eyeballs gets eaten out of your head, 2 will grow back in its place.
Do they?
It's worth a try. Come closer.
No. I don't have any Bonnie, but I sure wish I could buy some of this tea.
I might be willing to barter.
Really?
Are you eating that arm?
What arm? My arm? No.
Well, can I have it then?
No.
Right then. You really don't want an electronic earwig farm, but you still have to admire the technology. But you have no Banny, and you don't want to walk around with a pair of hot lips. Or do you? You You prefer to read something less depressing and violent than these newspapers, like the latest from Clive Barker. You're highly fortunate in having no Banny. Once you start buying these, it's the end. You've never acquired a taste for tobacco. Ooh, scarves?
These aren't made by child labor, are they?
I don't think so. I know that children steal them for us, but I don't know where they come from before that.
You have several hundred perfectly nice scarves at home that you never, ever wear. Yeah, I know how that goes. I duck back into Star Bucharest's for a minute, not the couple. Because I didn't really converse with the woman at the vampire at the table. I think I did.
Are you alone?
Yes.
Would you prefer me to leave you that way?
She shrugs.
Yes.
Are you positive you don't know a Piotr? Moved to the United States? Used to live in Castle Florescu?
She hesitates again, and this time the silent speaks the answer before she can.
Yes. I believe I knew a Piotr who lived in Castle Florescu. But this was a long time ago, and he hasn't lived in Romania in over half a century. Well, in a long time.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
This town is whacked.
That's very descriptive. What does it mean?
It means I find it...
What could
We have stories about...
we have...
I didn't say
Because you have...
curses. It means it's Cucamonga. It's Looney Tunes. It's flipped. I'm freaking. I'm blown away.
I'm sorry, what language are you speaking?
What language are you speaking?
There's a long silence here, which we are condensing through the magic of advanced electronics.
Well, perhaps it just loses something in translation.
Must be. It means
If you were not born...
I've known Piotr.
And well, that wasn't exactly what I would call helpful. This is Audrey 2's little cousin, Seymour Jr. He's a vegetarian in every sense of the word.
Stop, all right? Stop. Nothing you want and nothing you need, so don't ask.
Okay, stop asking. Winding stair? A steep stairway climbs up into the dark shadows, perhaps to another world. Let's climb it. You start up the stairs. 20 minutes later, you notice that you've been passing the same buildings over and over again, like running in a Flintstones cartoon. So you go back the way you came, and 30 seconds later, you find yourself standing out on the streets. Story of my life, really. It's college all over. A pair of handsome white horses stand patiently in waiting. You dig around in your pocket for a carrot stick or a lump of sugar.
Oh, dang. I ate all my carrot sticks and lumps of sugar on the way here. In fact, I'm getting a little hungry. Wonder if they have any oats.
Right there. You walk up to the horses and stroke their noses, ready to pull your arm back at any second should they become feisty.
Easy there, Billy. Easy there, Hillary.
You named the horses after the Clintons. Okay.
Where are we off to, sir?
How's it hanging?
Which hanging are you referring to, sir?
How many have there been lately?
Let me find this month's calendar of events.
Never mind. Never mind.
Right. You start to clamber into the driver's seat, but the driver, putting down his magazine, takes offense.
Hey, this is my trap, it is. You want to drive, get your own blooming trap. Bloody foreigners.
Well, you're not from around here, are you? You've got a British accent.
It's a put on. I'm as Transylvanian as a lot of them. It's good for business, though. Makes them feel, you know, continental.
Right.
Where are we off?
Let's go to the castle.
That'd be nicer. Haven't been there in ages.
Humming something in a minor key, the driver returns you to the castle. The old wooden floor has a warm, soft patina, and despite the myriad of gouges and scuffs, is remarkably well preserved.
And the same goes for chives.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Ruff! And also dehumanization. Hello! You unnotch your kids and slip them off. Taking your running start, you slide for several feet along the slick floor.
It works better with a fresh, dry pair of woolen socks, sir. Shall I get you some?
Nah, I got it out of my system for now.
Perhaps you'd like to jump on some of the beds upstairs.
No, that won't be necessary.
There's a jungle gym and a swing set in the center of the hedge maze.
No, thank you.
Ready to depart, then, are you, Master Stonebender?
I haven't been able to find Piotr anywhere.
I'm sure he's in one of the 2 drinking establishments, sir. Have you visited them both?
Well, I tried. I can't get into the other
Ready
one.
to depart, then?
Not quite. I have some questions I still want to ask you.
By all means.
Where is Piotr?
I'm not precisely certain.
Can you give me an idea?
There's not that much to do downtown anymore, and therefore not many places he's likely to be. After all, those documentaries were made about this part of the world back in the 30s and 40s. Tourist travel dropped off nearly completely. The master's family nearly went broke.
What line of business were they in?
Torches. They'd get the villagers all in a flap about someone with a deformity, or someone whose house got hit by a lot of lightning, or just anyone with a castle who liked to work in his attic, see? So while one of the Florescues is out there agitating, the rest of them are coming around the side with the lit torch stands, and angry villagers are literally throwing money at them to get their torch before they're all gone. And the torches, see, they don't last more than 10 minutes. Then you need another one. And 10 minutes is nothing. A good mobbing goes at least an hour, sometimes 3 if there's women and children.
This is how they made their fortune?
Couple of good mobbings would set them up for a year. But they got these mobs going sometimes once, twice a week, all year round. Do the math.
What happened to the business?
Oh, well, when the movies started coming out, business boomed for a while. Then they started running low on people to mob. So they had a cooling off period, and then they just started getting used to the eccentrics. It got harder to work up a good murderous froth about the fellow next door just because his bed had a lid on it, or he had party lighting or something. They tried to establish a business in the United States, particularly in the South, but it never took off to the extent it had here. Now Taiwan makes just about every torch in the world.
What an original way to make a fortune.
No. Actually, they were copying something the Hearsts had been doing in the United States for a long time.
All right.
This has been very informative.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Not really. Jake Stonebender, folk singer, psychic, and generally time-travelingly weird guy. You open several of the boxes and find they all contain items of Piotr's.
The master has requested that his worldly possessions be distributed upon his demise. Therefore, we will not be unpacking just now, Master Stonebender.
Shame, really. Alright. Small movement. Daggers may be thrust into the box, thus further disguising a seam that runs vertically. So I need daggers. I'm guessing to actually sell the thing. I'd actually like to just take the coins. You take a handful of palming coins.
Are you a magician, sir?
No.
Oh, I couldn't help but admire the way you make things disappear.
Why, thank you. So now I have palming coins. Should have taken those before, I imagine. It's interesting how much you seem to like to hide in big boxes. Is there something you'd really like to say, but you feel you can't? Or are you trying to get away from something that frightens you? Why do you hate your mother? People reveal so much about themselves when they play adventure games. Did you know we've been keeping track of all the choices you've made and not made and determining what those choices say about you? It's true. Just check out the file psychobabble.txt located in the CCS game directory of your hard drive, and you can read the auto personality evaluation as it's updated. Trivia fact. There is in fact a psychobabble.txt. This information is for entertainment purposes only. Do not stop taking any medications based on the results of this information. The choices you have made while playing the game, Callahan's Crosstime Saloon, have been collated by a runtime version of PsychoShield Analyst Pro. The data is interpreted by a sophisticated array of tests and templates designed by a panel of board-certified psychiatrists. Each line of interpretation must withstand 3 separate internal cross-checks with other datasets, thus assuring highly accurate error-free profiles. Your profile was last created on insert date, then cross-check pound 1, pound 2, pound 3. If passed, then print pound. Prepared by a runtime version of PsychoShield Analyst Pro, a division of the Psychical Army Buddies Network. Profile. You are operating a computer without a complete understanding of what you're doing. You try to be nice to other people, but sometimes it's hard. In the morning, you sometimes have difficulty deciding what to wear. Similarly, lunch is not always an easy choice for you. You're not 100% happy with the status of your romantic life. If you are 100% happy, think about it harder. Isn't there something you'd like to change? Others look up to you. When somebody says or writes something incorrectly, you try not to correct them, but sometimes you just can't help it. You are usually very perceptive, but you should be wary of people who are overly critical and make completely untrue criticisms like, yeah, but that could apply to anyone. You are really, 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 really gullible. Note that file was not updated. It's actually included with the installer. So, you got played. Let's climb the stairs. Oh, that's right. There's nothing upstairs. Extinguish the candelabra. You blow out the candles. They flicker, dim, and flare back up. This must be one of those self-relighting candelabras. Self-relighting candelabras, huh? The things technology will come up with.
Right here.
Alright.
Who retained you?
Permanent castle stock, sir.
There must not be much to do.
Always.
All
What
right,
do you
I
read?
guess.
Oh, that's good.
Wouldn't
About that part.
right here.
Let's go downtown.
Let's go downtown.
Straight away, sir.
Boop, 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 boop.
Out you go, sir.
He steps down, opens the door, gets into the carriage with you, grabs you by the shoulders, shakes you violently, stuffs you into the window, gets out, pulls you through from the other side, shakes you out, brushes you off, and climbs
That's
back up.
got it, sir. See you by and by. I'll be resting right here when you're done.
You would make a good masseuse. That was surprisingly pleasant.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I'm a little disconcerted. So how's everybody doing this so far this weekend, huh? Just straight chilling like a villain? Palming coin theft is up 400%, mostly due to the carelessness of the sort you're advocating here. Let's buy. Whip out your wallet. Oh, come on. So you're getting piss drunk. Okay, so he's not gonna fall for palming coins, I guess. The bouncer looks at the coins and grimly refuses to take them.
Do not have good motor skills.
Right then. Oh, stoned, I see. The legless beggar grabs your palming coins and fingers them appraisingly. Deciding they're worth nothing to you, he hands them to the armless beggar, who toes them appraisingly. Deciding they are worth nothing to her, she foots them back to you, grumbling about how you've no sense of current market values of some palming coins. I see. Well, that didn't work out the way I expected it to. Nobody in here knows how to palm a coin. Alright, I need daggers. I need daggers, I need daggers, I need daggers. Who's got daggers? Daggers, daggers, daggers. The store's open late tonight. No doubt that will turn out to be extremely convenient.
If you don't have any Bonnie, we'll give you a free pair, but you have to catch them as I throw them off the top of the building.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. Well, I'm gonna be here a few hours, so, you know, whatever you gotta do, my friend. Being a typical New Yorker, you always pride yourself on being unequipped for cold winter weather. Boy, do I know that one, and I'm not even a New Yorker. You don't see any action figures you particularly want to buy, except you do kind of like this one that looks like Doc Webster. And this one that looks like Fast Eddie. And this one, the Mickey Finn with Kung Fu Grip. Then, hey, will this ceaseless merchandising never end? No, not really. Any of this junk will spoil your dinner for the rest of your life. Choked one of these down a few years ago. No reason to put yourself through that again. Oh, Ricolas. It's not really candy.
I don't have any Bonnie, but I sure wish I could buy some of this tea.
I might be willing to borrow.
Real?
Are you?
What? My?
We had
No.
this conversation.
No. I don't have any Bonnie. My? No.
Well,
No.
Again, we had that conversation. You buy a few chunks of bazooka bubble gum, chew them until the flavor has you thoroughly dismayed, and spit it into the garbage behind the counter. Obviously, that didn't cost me any money. Gotta be some way to convert this money. Could probably do it if the bank wasn't closed. Hey, I got a piece of chalk. The special brews here are scrawled on the blackboard. The Cappuccino, Cafe au Plaid, Depresso, Frenchman Roast, and hazelnut sprinkled with real pieces of hazel. I can sit here and not get behind that at all. The clerk curtly informs you that she does not accept palming coins, foreign currency, or prop money. Shame about that. American currency isn't going to do you much good on this side of the world, and you forgot to bring your traveler's checks. Now going back to an old advert there. Of course, this is an old game, so you know. I guess that makes sense. As much as anything makes sense, anyway. So I wonder if the beggars will take American dollars. Probably same statement. Basically the same line. So let's... Yeah, same dialogue. I remember there were boards I could ride on. Not drive.
Well, you're...
Where are we?
Let's go to the...
That'll be...
So you're making some enchiladas, eh? The slate is blank. Write on the spirit slates with the chalk. Give me some, if you're heading for a Mexican grocer, get me some, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Of course I forget the word I'm looking for as soon as I want to say it. Mexican pork rinds. Fell right out of my head. No, not cerveza. I don't drink. Though, you know, I'm tempted to today. Oh, brain is all sludgy now, thanks. Chicharrones, thank you. Or chicharrones. I don't know what the fuck a chicharrone is. How about learn to play guitar 20 bandy per hour? And then we'll take the slates.
Will that be all? Or are you still browsing?
I'm still browsing.
I have an idea then. I love those. There's a Mexican grocer down up the way a little bit that makes them fresh from the back. I love those things. Absolutely amazing. Better than pork rinds by a long shot.
Let's...
You're all right there. Have fun, sir. And I'll be awaiting you when you're ready to go.
Okay. So now I have a spirit slate that says stuff. Yes, yes, yes.
It's hot in here. It's tropical. This is... I'm starting...
Okay, that's not working the way I thought it was.
I should really...
Yes, 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 remove it. No, well, that might work even better.
It's hot. It's trop...
Alright, alright, alright.
This is... Stop.
I'm with you, mate. Right, okay. Yeah, I got it.
It's hot. It's trop...
I suppose it's natural for people who travel in boxes to be a little grabby of other people's possessions.
I'll return it. What is it?
One of the master's magic tricks, I believe.
Okay, I just got a conversation with a guy who's not here. That's the most unusual
This
circumstance.
is really uncomfortable.
And now I am both wearing and not wearing the box at the
I'm
same
starting-
time. Help, I have no head. Okay. Put the box on your head and open the box. I got money. Ooh! 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 Awesome. How much did I get? Enough to get anything you might need. That's a good number. I like that number. There are a few feelings quite as good as actually having a puzzle work itself out. I'd like to buy some of your body tattoos. Now, which curse mark would I like to buy? Well, my understanding is the curse mark is usually a pentacle. You buy a pentacle tattoo.
You know how to get these off?
Soap and water?
You have to chew off the part of your body that's got the tattoo. Here, put one on your foot and I'll show you how to do it.
No.
You wisely decide to not put the tattoo on in front of the clerk. He's certainly champing at the bit. Trying to remain casual and cavalier, you read the instructions on the bag of the package, then pull open the plastic. Licking your palm in an ironically animalistic fashion, you then press the tattoo against your hand and hold it there for 30 seconds, applying even pressure. Finally, you peel off the backing and blow gently on the beautiful, perfect tattoo.
I like it.
I'm glad.
Me tour.
What's this about needing a curse to get in?
Must have mark of curse.
I've already got one, you see?
Tor not see curse mark.
Well, what does one look like?
Shaped like... Hey. Tor very stupid. Tor not that stupid.
Worth a shot! The structure architecture is familiar. Curious. So one of these tattoos in this place is the right one. But which one? Which one indeed? Well, let's try this one.
Did you know that people can function almost completely normally, even if they only have one shoulder?
I didn't know.
Come here.
Why?
Just come here.
No.
Come on.
No.
You tourists are so stingy.
You really don't like the way he's staring at your shoulder and licking his chops, or what's left of them. You put the tattoo back on the rack. Bring back my body to me. The clerk snidely refunds your money. Apparently he doesn't like that one. So let's try the thorn sticking in it.
Good choice. That's a special one.
What do you mean?
It usually starts to work in about 10 seconds.
What do you mean? What does it do?
8, 7, 6,
What's going to happen?
5, 4, 3.
Your hands fly up to your forehead and your fingernails scrape wildly at the tattoo, just getting it all off before the count reaches 0.
What would have happened?
The clerk merely smiles. Really? Sword with thorns.
That's perfect. I didn't know you were a host.
A what?
A host. That's the host trademark. The thorny sword on the forearm.
What's a host?
Come here, I'll show you.
No.
Just come on.
No.
Oh, then take that thing off. You're making me hungry.
The way he says hungry relaxes your gastrointestinal tract. You hurriedly rub the tattoo off. Okay.
I'm sorry, those are reserved for the ladies' auxiliary.
For the ladies' auxiliary? You purchase a tattoo of a snake coiled menacingly around a tarantula and lay some Bonnie on the counter.
Now, where should I put this?
The rump is usually the meatiest part.
Look, could I get your assurance that you're not going to try to eat me?
If you'll just give me one finger.
I'll give you a finger.
You petulantly shove the tattoo back on the rack and sweep your banny off the counter. That'll show him. You rip it open and try to apply it, but part of it won't come off the backing. Finally, one of the adhesive surfaces touches another adhesive surface, which instantly eliminates any chance of getting it on right. Flustered, you crumple up the whole thing and throw it in the weight basket behind the counter. Number 22, Pentagram, sorry, we're reordering. Maybe that was the right one. So that was skull surrounded by spider. Tentacle crawling through skull. You roll up your sleeve and carefully apply the tentacle-filled skull tattoo to your upper arm. You then flex your muscles and try to make the tentacle look like it's moving. Instead, the skull just frowns.
Ooh, you've got a thread hanging down from your sleeve. Let me bite that off for you.
No.
Dismayed with the effect you get from your muscles, you scrape off the tattoo. Well, that leaves the motorcycle.
Nice arm. You want that?
The clerk's hand reaches out and grabs your arm. You pull it away, but not before the putrescent, pustulant slime on his hand dissolves the tattoo. Guess you're just not a motorcycle tattoo kind of guy. So, pentagram is the right choice, but it's the wrong choice. How does that work?
Me, Jane.
Ah!
Just kidding, just kidding.
Just kidding, just kidding! Ah!
Me glad my thyroid worked better than Tor's.
Thyroid normal. Psychiatrist's fault.
A psychiatrist did this to you?
Used to be pro golfer. Now, rawr.
Okay.
Me
What's this about needing a curse to get in?
must have mark of curse.
Where do I get a curse mark?
Old gypsy. Woman. Old woman gypsy.
Oh. I like the way the music is just very slightly dissonant. She holds up her hand for you to kiss, but instead you lean forward and give her a chaste peck on the forehead. She pulls back and nods expressionlessly. I have no idea what the point of that was.
Are you alone?
Yes.
Would you
Yeah, hon.
You know a guy named...
Told. Oh,
No, this guy...
stop.
So an old gypsy woman to get a curse, huh? You're not an old gypsy woman, I don't think.
Yes.
What are you drinking?
This. Would you care to try?
Maybe.
Maybe. Depending on what.
On what's in it, I guess.
I don't want to prejudice you. What's in it doesn't matter as long as you like the taste.
You have to be careful about catching things these days.
I see.
You ask the beggars how they came to be this way. The woman looks grimly away, but the man snarls something incomprehensible and pulls out a brochure which he thrusts at you. It's a tattered description of a budget vacation package to a tropical paradise colony where gracious natives serve 4-star island food and drink in a stunning mission-style setting. Massage, laundry, and other services are available. So this was vacation, huh? I've heard worse. Not much, but I have. You start to give the wolfbane blossom to the dowager until you remember Piotr telling you that in his homeland, giving someone a fake flower was a symbolic way of saying, I find you superficial. Okay. Should I give it to the vampire woman so she'll curse me? Or is she a gypsy? Or is she a, with the... I'm so confused. A ghostly woman. Intending to purchase one of the sweaters, you try one of them on. It doesn't fit badly exactly, except for the fact that it only has one sleeve.
Those fit much better if you get somebody to gnaw your other arm off. I'd be happy to make that alteration for you while you wait.
Thanks anyway.
You sit on the floor and try on a pair of size 10 Air Jordans. The moment you stand up, the spikes slink into the floor, which screams in agony. You untie the sneakers and pull them out of the floor. You won't need any crepe paper, tablecloths, paper, napkins, paper caps, wrapping paper, nut caps, paper, drinking caps, large paper plates, small paper plates, paper ice cream bowls, invitations, thank you cards, envelopes, plastic place settings, your dead baby, donkey stuff, and toys to finish this game. Whew, that's fun to say really fast. Say it with me really fast! Yeah, we already bonked that.
I'll sell you those, but I'll have to see your ID.
You show the clerk your driver's license. Fortunately, the reciprocity laws work so that Romanian reads English just as easily as you speak Romanian, so he accepts the license and gives you a pair of nice wax lips. I have wax lips now. That's awesome. I don't know why I have a pair of wax lips, but I do. Don't do it, kid. You got your whole life ahead of you, and then you're gonna have to retire some one day. Or something. I totally flummed that. You probably don't remember, but when you were in that crate being shipped to Castle Florescu, you vowed not to bring a lot of crap back with you on the trip.
I don't want to look like a tourist.
Late for that, Jake. You wouldn't give one of these nasty award ribbons to your worst enemy. Except maybe this one, world's worst enemy. This bin contains piles of remaindered plastic puzzles. You have to rearrange the walls so as to fit the greatest number of workers into the smallest possible amount of office space, even stacking them on top of each other and upside down as necessary. It's called a Rubik's cubicle. Rim shot! What would the neighbors say if they saw you playing jarts one day and they noticed the toe? You hit the remainder of the lawn jarts. We must not have understood that mouse click. It looked like you said you wanted to buy shelf-stable tofu-flavored 1% soy milk.
Oh, you know those drugstore remedies don't do me any good.
You take a bottle of the pasta sauce out of the bin, but as you approach the clerk, you notice that the sauce is way past the expiration date.
The pasta sauce is 10 years old.
You want my secret recipe for pasta sauce?
Sure.
It's a secret. Come here. I have to whisper it to you.
You start to approach the clerk, but then you realize that, being a ghoul, he's liable to attack you.
Hey, don't chew my ear off.
It's not that long a recipe.
I've changed my mind.
Oh, come here.
No.
Hey. A battered old spaceship amusement ride sits to one side. On the side is painted Junior Time Traveler Astro Ship. The guts are hanging out here and there, and there are cobwebs all over the seats. You wipe some of the cobwebs away and take a seat in the cramped Astro Ship. You fish a Bonnie coin out of your pocket and drop it into the slot. It audibly falls into the coin box, but the machine shows not a flicker of life.
Hey, this thing doesn't work. Can I get my coin back?
The clerk digs around in a drawer and hands you a Bonnie.
I don't think that thing even works.
Thanks for telling me.
Good to know. Your jaw muscles are already pretty buff, but you make a mental note to buy one of these sometime for Long Drink, who's been known to crack chestnuts with his teeth. You consider buying a crucifix given the likelihood of vampires in the area, but they might make Piotr uncomfortable, so you pass them up just to be courteous.
I love that movie.
I once tried to pick up a...
Did it work?
Nah.
You don't have a VCR, remember? Yeah, I don't need copies of Taxi Driver.
My doctor tells me that too much cadmium makes me jittery.
Makes more sense to get one of these at the duty-free shop on the way home. I suppose. There's not much to buy here. Kind of a shame. Oh, buy the tea. You grab a sack of Tana leaf tea, the tea that made Sri Lanka recognized for its tea exports.
That'll be all the fingers on your left hand.
Pardon me?
Oh, did I say all the fingers on your left hand? I meant 22 Bonnie.
You carefully push 22 Bonnie across the counter and pull your hand back quickly before the clerk can have at it. So now I have a box of tea. Yeah, I know, I'm in a slow spot. I hate that in adventure games. Now I need to find the no tea. Look at it. It's a box of Tana tea from Tana, a division of Tana, Tana, Bobana, Banana, Fana, Fofana, Me, My, Mo, and Tana. You open the box and pull out a single tea bag, which you assume will do the trick. Obligingly, you give the rest of the box to the vagrant with the arms and no legs, figuring a nice glass of tea wouldn't hurt. The scent of the Tana leaf tea really brings back memories of the time not that long ago when you opened up a box of Tana leaf tea and took out this tea bag. You tear open the flimsy little bag, wad up the paper, toss it into a convenient abyss that opens up right by your feet. This leaves you with a little pile of shredded Tana leaves and a story that no one at home will believe about spontaneous abyssing. You put the wax lips in your mouth and clamp down on them. You feel like you ought to be carrying a sign that says, "Help, I have no class."
What's this about needing a curse to get in?
Must have mark of curse.
I've already got one, you see?
Tor not see curse mark.
Well, what does one look like?
Shaped like Hey, tall, very stupid, tall, not that stupid.
The scent of the Tana leaf really brings back memories of the time not that long ago when you opened up a box of Tana leaf tea and took out a tea bag and tore it open. That's odd. Nobody wants a little pile of dried leaves. Funny that. Spinning around in circles. The man is not interested in your charity. I wonder if the beggars are. And yes, Jake is happily wearing the wax lips. Okay, apparently they don't want the money. So I need a mark of some variety. Not that I know how. Maybe somebody here knows about... Maybe the driver knows about curse marks. Because most everybody else here is just local flavor. And boy, are they tasteless.
Where are we off to?
Oh, I can go to the old gypsy woman's place. That's fast as lightning.
If you say so, sir. She's a bit of a skank, sir. But I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating maggots, if you know what I mean. Right, off with us then.
The driver heads to the outskirts of town. The further you ride, the less frequent the buildings become, giving way to untended farms with ramshackle farmhouses and barns that lead in possibly one way or the other. Soon, the farms themselves become more sparse, then vanish altogether. The ground is covered by a low-lying fog, but the sounds and smells emanating from the mist paint a picture you're just as happy not to see. Thick, gassy bubbles bursting on the surface of stagnant bogs, startlingly loud croaks of peculiarly large frogs, the occasional soft splashing of some poor animal being pulled under by a snake or crocodile or other aquatic predator, and the insects whose droning is occasionally punctuated by soft thuds as they hurl themselves against the windows of your carriage. Barely visible amidst the mists, that's hard to say, barely visible amidst the mists are trees in twisted and agonized shapes and patches of cattails that suddenly rustle as if something is moving through them. Once in a while you catch a glimpse of two red eyes staring at you from low to the ground. You pass a sign that says next swamp gas 2 miles, and a few minutes later, gypsy services next right. None too soon for your taste, the driver takes a gentle right turn, shuts off the horses, and is silent. Deciding that this is your cue, you uncertainly emerge from the trap, trying to peer through the swirling tendrils of vapor on the ground to make sure it's solid. You test it with your foot. It's hard-packed dirt. You stand up and immediately see the old gypsy woman silhouetted in the window of her brightly lit wagon. Slowly, you walk over until you're standing directly in front of her.
So, when was the last time you had a haircut? You look like a girl. No wonder you're not married again already. What kind of woman wants a guy with longer hair than hers? Ugh. Don't even get me started.
So you're my Jewish grandmother. That's great to know. So I need a curse, sweetness.
I almost bought this at Saks for $49.95. Can you believe I saw the same thing at Marshall's a week later, $15. I bought 3 of them. They're very comfortable.
That's great. You heard it from the people in town. They call her the old gypsy woman. She's got the moon in her eyes, which are pale and murky, the eyes of the blind. That certainly explains the accessorizing.
Are those magic mushrooms?
For $14 a pound at the Safeway, they better be.
Word.
In one of the old bottles, too. Biggest mistake they ever made was changing the formula. Come on, slug slime is slug slime. You don't mess with a good thing.
Okay.
Well, I buy the freeze-dried because it keeps longer and I don't use so much these days, but the taste is not so good. Now, my homemade dried newt, that is a newt. Oh, that dog hair? That's good dog hair. That was my mother's recipe. Here, smell it.
No, thank you.
What's the matter? Smell it. Go on.
I don't think I'd like the smell.
How will you ever know if you don't try it?
Okay. Say, this is good dog hair.
Don't tell anyone. A little bit of dill.
What?
What's in back of that bottle of hair of dog?
Let's see. Coca-Cola, Roach Moselle, Witch Hazel, Brainwash, and Milli Vanilli extract.
What's that for?
Ugh. It gives you a beautiful singing voice, but it only lasts about 3.5 minutes.
Tell me about that dried plant there on the upper shelf.
What does it look like? It's bloodwort.
What's bloodwort?
About $15 a pint at the Plasma Center.
A thickly bound ledger sits on the shelf between copies of The Horror Ring by John Saul, and that new medical conspiracy thriller by Robin Cook, Psoriasis Ointment. Ew.
Is that a Stradivarius?
Is that a Stradivarius? What else? Well, the string's a genuine Stradivarius, and by that I mean that's not catgut.
Good to know. One of the books on the shelf is Martha Stewart's Guide to Gypsy Caravans, Lifestyles of the Witch and Famous, Decorating with Wicca, Slaughterhouse 5.
Boy, that book was nothing like I thought it would be.
One of the books on the shelf is Who's Grateful Now? An unauthorized biography of Jerry Garcia. The Afterlife on $5 a day. Bury My Ear at Wounded Knee by Frederick Farkas. Trivia. This was written by Josh Mandel, who also wrote Freddy Farkas Frontier Pharmacist, which is a very good adventure game too. How to Get Eaten Without Swimming with the Sharks. A Library Full of Twisted Families in the Attic by V.C. Andrews. Omnibus of Incubus and Succubus, in other words you can't say on the radio. Harpy's Bazaar, as opposed to Harper's Bazaar. And we're back around again. The lampshade... the lampshade makes me cough. The lampshade looks like stitched skin, making the light from a sickly jaundiced yellow. From within. Oh, there's the word I missed. I knew I missed a word somewhere. Oh, that ledger. I already read that ledger. I already did that one, too.
That's my younger boy, the Mad Doctor. And you should see the grandchildren. 5 of them I've got now. I just wish one of them had been a girl. Or a boy.
Represent.
Is that a crystal ball?
No, it's a snow globe from the Seattle-Tacoma airport. Dummy, certainly it's a crystal ball. I like to gaze. And I don't mean at the future. You ever see Sliver?
Yes.
Then you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, that gives me the shivers. I remember Sliver. Oh, creepy woman, oi, with the watching and the masturbating and the high. And my really lousy Jewish accent.
Wait, don't tell me. I know it already. Your name is Jay. No, Jake. Jake's Smokeenders. Jake Smokeenders. Am I right or what?
Very close. It's Jake Stonebender.
Oh, please, it's the same thing. So, who sent you?
Tor sent me.
Oh, Tor, so sad about him. He was such a nice boy. But now, ugh.
I know. I'd like to get into Casimir's, but they want me to have a curse mark.
And? So, show him your curse mark.
I don't have a curse mark, I don't think.
Why not?
I'm not cursed.
You're not? Well, so you'll go to Casimir's another night.
How do I get cursed?
Ugh, you'll ruin your life. Forget about it. Stay uncursed if you can. So?
Do you know a fella named Piotr?
Only about 1,000 of them. Why?
I got a friend named Piotr who lives here, in Castle Florescu.
Piotr from the Florescu Piotrs? I knew him, must be close to 100 years now. How is he?
He's depressed, he's sad, and he's lonely. He came back here from America. I'm not sure why.
That's a shame. He was such a sweet little nudnik.
You are the quintessential Jewish grandmother, aren't you?
So?
Is there any way to cure Tor?
I tried, believe me. He doesn't want it. He keeps saying something about a lawsuit and I'm gonna be rich soon and I don't know.
Tort reform, I suppose.
So,
I'd like to get an...
and?
I don't...
Why not?
My dog ate it.
See, that's why I tell people to rub bitter apple on them. The dogs won't lick them then.
Well, my supermarket doesn't carry bitter apples.
Well, I don't know what kind of supermarket that is. What's your case? I'll get you a new one.
I'm a vampire.
Very good. Give me your palm.
The gypsy takes your palm and swabs it with alcohol. From under the counter, she pulls out a tiny envelope, which she tears open, exposing a narrow metal shim with a sharp point. She scratches your hand with it, then waits for several minutes. She explains about the garlic scratch text, which she can use to confirm your vampirishness. She doesn't see any reactions.
Whatever you have, it's not vampirism.
Vampirism, baby.
I almost...
Yeah, we already had that conversation.
So?
I think I'm a zombie.
The gypsy holds her hand out and you lay your palm in her hand. She feels your pulse scratching her head.
Hold still.
Suddenly she pulls a hairpin from her scarf and jabs it deep into your hand.
Ow!
You yank your hand back as she pulls the pin out of you.
What the hell was that?
Zombies don't feel pain or have pulses. Besides, you're a zombie. I give you a glass of salt water, you're better. That's not much of a case.
Really? Salt water.
So?
I think I'm a ghoul.
The gypsy reaches to the floor and comes up with a crumpled paper bag. Inside the bag is a wad of foil which she peels open, revealing a Ziploc bag. She pulls the bag open and reaches in. Her hand emerges with a brown, gooey, glistening chunk of rotted flesh. The stench hits you almost immediately. You start to gag violently and have to turn away from the window. The gypsy tucks the organ meat back into the bag, zipping it shut, rewrapping it, and dropping it under the counter. From elsewhere, she pulls out a moist towelette, wipes off her hands, and smiles smugly.
So maybe you're not a ghoul.
Maybe I'm a vegetarian ghoul?
That's just a vegetarian. That's not a case. If you volunteer for it, it's not a case.
I can kind of get behind that.
So?
Maybe I'm a werewolf.
I think I'm a werewolf.
The gypsy woman holds out her hand. You lay your palm in hers.
See?
Is that a lovely pentagram? They're usually just a lot of little whiteheads in sort of a five-pointed star shape. But this is beautiful. Mr. Eisenstadt, did you see his pentagram?
I saw it. It's beautiful.
What else do I need?
I'm not so sure the wolfbane is in bloom.
You pull out the wolfbane blossom and hand it to the gypsy.
Wonderful. You have any silver?
I'm not sure.
Try me.
Will these do?
You give the palming coins to the gypsy, and her eyes sparkle.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wow, I solved a puzzle without knowing I needed to do it. It's one of those days. She makes an entry into her ledger and then takes a jar off the shelf. It's filled with a blackish-brownish flesh-like putty. She molds it carefully, and I missed that line. Painting a spot on your temple with a thick green, pungent-smelling liquid, she presses the little curse mark into your skin.
I can feel it taking root.
That shows it's working.
She shines a small blue high-intensity bulb at it for a few moments, then dabs away the excess green growth medium with her handkerchief moistened with saliva.
Stop that.
Now listen to me. Don't get this wet for at least 4 hours. Don't pick at it. Usually that'll make it come off, but sometimes they burrow down to get away from your finger. And don't shave it. Now run along. Go to your bar or wherever it is you're going.
Thank you. See you later.
You will, you will.
I'm sure.
You're all right there. Have fun.
So now I can get in the bar. Yay! You walk up to the entrance, but the bouncer puts out a hand to stop you.
Curse mark.
You proudly show him your curse mark. He examines it closely and is evidently satisfied because he steps aside and holds the door open for you. You pull open the split door and experience the most intense deja vu of your young life. You instantly feel as if you were in Callahan's on Halloween with everyone in costume and the only night when Mike turns the lights down low. Curiously, you can't remember if Callahan's is packed on holidays or if it's empty. Seems you remember it both ways. Besides the subdued lighting, the next most obvious difference is the smell, which is heavy and coppery, the aroma of fresh blood. Callahan smells more like sawdust and beer. But despite the smell and the intimidating crowd, the atmosphere is one of carnivality. Conviviality. You hear a lot of laughter and storytelling, and you see a lot of belligerent-looking carnivores listening attentively to creatures who could easily constitute snack time instead. With the spirit of Callahan's place palpably present, you realize that this place's namesake, Casimir, may come from the same place in time as Mike. Might even be related. Hell, they could even be the same person, although you doubt Mike would send you here if he were making the trip himself. That's homunculus. The well-dressed gentleman glares at you challengingly, but after you observe him for a few minutes, you realize his face is frozen in that expression. Horror writers refer to this as the rictus. Speaking of which, have you ever noticed that horror writers use some words repeatedly, words you would never otherwise hear? When's the last time you heard the words freshet or rivulet, except when Stephen King talks about sudden blood loss, or the word ichor when the word pus would do just as nicely? Same thing with burbling, chuffling, shambling, railing, and the ever-popular eldritch. And if that weren't enough, they love to create two-word titles for their books, beginning with the and ending in ing word, like The Reckoning, or The Summoning, or The Harrowing, or The Burbling. This editorial moment will not appear again. Thank you for your indulgence. It might be, but I don't know. Unfortunately, the homunculus seems more interested in selling you tickets. General admission to Walpurgis Night, cruise tickets on the River Styx, bus tickets to Detroit, and similar trips into the bowels of hell. The game started in Mike's Crosstime Saloon, so this might actually be another instance. Books kind of do make out that Mike and the bar exist beyond the normal realms of time and space. You're not sure at first, but yes, that's Piotr. He looks listless, pale, and far less energetic than usual. In fact, you'd say he looks like death warmed over, but that would probably be a compliment. The two dinosaurs are flirting heavily with each other. In fact, this one seems to have the other wrapped around her little finger. The puns have returned, folks. Liz and Richard. Liz Taylor and Richard Burton. Both of whom are dead now. The lizard in love is a beautiful thing. The lizard says, venomous in love as I am now, I can't be bothered. You attempt to snake your way into the conversation, but these lizards are clearly enraptured with each other. You used that joke twice. Hi, Bella. The courtly gentleman is the spitting image of Martin Landau playing Bela Lugosi playing Dracula. Sort of like when you pretend to be Dana Carvey pretending to be George Bush.
It's bad. It's bad. Wouldn't be prudent. Not gonna die.
Right here, right now, would not be prudent to pursue this course of action. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. God, I remember that routine. That was almost 20 years ago. I hate myself for reminding myself of that. A serene young lady sits at the bar, engaged in quiet conversation with a distinguished-looking man. Judging by her ashen skin and occasional flash of her white fangs, you'd guess she's a vampiress. Big cup of blood she's holding could also be considered an indication. You beg the lady's pardon, and she turns to give you a coquettish look. Her face is sweet, almost angelic. Her upper lip is thin and delicate, her lower lip full and pouty. Her eyes are wide, but anything but innocent. They betray a wisdom beyond her apparent youth. The effect is one of industrial strength sensuality. No mere palpitation, these feelings. She's plunged a hand into your chest, grabbed your heart, and squeezed gently and pleasurably. And then she has the nerve to say yes, and expect a coherent answer. You stab her helplessly for a moment, and in that moment realize that the lady didn't want to be interrupted. She has purposefully and totally disarmed you with a single look. The yes was a wink, not a question. Sorry, you stammer. She smiles and turns back to the well-dressed man, who's been watching the scene with amusement. You step away and shake your head to clear the sudden tuft of cotton candy that momentarily replaced your brain. Sounds about right. Yeah, Ed Wood's very, very, very old. The vampire, assuming he is one, slowly looks at you and raises an eyebrow. Your mouth works up and down, but nothing comes out, and you realize he's reached into your head, taken all your thoughts, and scattered them everywhere. By the time you've collected them again, he's turned back to his seduction. Brother, you wanna feel really old? This is 29 years since Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, if not 30. No, wait, got my numbers wrong. 25. See, the 24th, 25 years since that movie came out. So if I say that movie did not come out when I was 3. The plump, green-fleshed guy behind the bar notices you looking at him.
Good evening, young man. Casimir Pagetnov, owner and operator.
He offers you his beefy right hand.
Jake Stonebender. Pleased to meet you. You know, your bar reminds me of a bar in the United States.
Long Island?
That's right.
Oh, next time you see Mike, tell him Casimir sends his best, won't you?
I will.
Great. If I can do anything for you, just scream.